In this video, I'm going to show you how to look up sold comps specifically on your computer. Now, if you're trying to do this on your phone, which is what you're going to be doing if you are thrifting, going to estate sales, flea markets, etc., you're going to want to download the eBay app and then do this on your eBay app on your phone. And it's going to be very similar, but today I'm going to show on the computer. So we have two examples here. We have some Legos and we have a router here, and maybe we'll do a third example as well. But basically, what you're going to want to do is either search by the UPC code right here, or you're going to want to type in the model number and the brand, etc. So one way that we can do that, if we wanted to find the UPC, is oftentimes eBay sellers will put it right here in the listing. And so we have that right here. So what we really care about when we're looking up sold comps is we want to know what the item sells for and how fast it sells. So if we just search this and we see, oh, people are listing this at $238, $260, $215, $199. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to sell it for that price, because there's a couple other factors that we're wanting to look at when we're actually looking up the sold comps and trying to list an item for sale. We want to actually know what the item sells for. So at a very basic level, what we're going to do is we're going to type this in. You can, again, use the model number if you want to, or the UPC number. If you're wanting to find the UPC number and you have the item in hand, there's going to be a number like this. It's just a barcode, pretty simple stuff there. So we can go down here. We'd want to filter by what condition we have. Do we have a new one? Do we have a used one? And you can sort by best match. If you want to see the high end of the market, you can go like that. Some dude's just listing the super high. You want to see the low end of the market. Maybe you're trying to snipe something to sell on another platform like Amazon. This is the lowest one listed according to this search right now. You can do that. But what you're going to want to do is go down to completed items and sold items. Now it's important that both of these are clicked. And then here we're going to see the items that have actually sold and what they sold for. So we're seeing a 95 plus 9 in an auction. We see 180. We're seeing in the ballpark of 200, 220, 250. Best offer accepted, so it was not sold for this. This is what it was listed for, and then someone came in with a best offer. We don't know what they accepted. We have a 220 here. So we can see all these different examples of this right here. Now the other part of this is what we're trying to do is figure out how fast is this going to sell. So if we go back to just searching for the item right here, we see that when we search for this item, there's 30 results. 30 results are listed right now. If we go to solds, there are 18 results. And I believe that all of these sold results ended recently. So it's within the last 3 months that these solds are going to be. That's what I thought. So if we have 30 items that are listed right now, and there are 18 sold in the last 3 months, most of the time we can assume that the trend will continue. If you want to get really advanced, you can try to understand, is this demand going to increase or decrease? And also, how will my price affect that as far as how fast I can sell the item? But in general, this is the sell-through rate we're looking at. 18 have sold in the last 3 months. And so if you were to list one and it was going to be an average price, it would probably take a little over 3 months to sell, because there's over 3 months of sales listed right now, if that makes sense. So to run through this quickly again, we're going to do one more example, potentially another one afterwards. So our second example is this Motorola MB8600. Fun little fact, if you sell this on Amazon, the return rate will be quite high. But anyways, we have searched the item. We decided to search by model number this time. We're going to go ahead and do best match. We're going to filter by new, assuming that we have a new one. We see 4 are listed. And then we're going to hit sold. We're going to see that 32 have sold. So this is an item that actually sells very, very quickly. We see that there are only 4 in new condition that are listed. And we see that 32 have sold in the last 3 months. So this is something that you'll probably start to get offers on pretty quickly, assuming you're actually listed at the right price. So we're seeing that on this, there's 96 plus 20, there's 100 plus 8, there's 120, 120, just a bunch of different situations and prices. And of course, these prices are going to be different, probably based on, is the item actually sealed? Is the item actually new? Is this eBay seller a liar? All of that is something to be considering when you find an item like this. If you find it shrink wrapped like this, that's probably new. Not all items are shrink wrapped, even in new condition. But yeah, let's do one more quick example here. How about a TI-84 calculator plus? So this is something that you're going to want to be aware of when you are looking up sold comps, whether you're doing it on the computer or on your phone, is you want to make sure you're actually looking at the same item that you actually have in your hand that you're caring about. Obviously, this is different than this and is also different than this. So that's why sometimes searching by the UPC is helpful. So what we could do here is we could filter it by new condition. We could go into something like this. And are they going to show the UPC? It's covered, but they do have the UPC right here. So we're going to try searching by the UPC and see if that shows mostly just the same item, which is funny. This person listed under the completely wrong UPC, or did he? Yeah, he listed completely under the wrong UPC. This is an 83 plus. Anyways, super bothers me when people do that. This is completely different as well. You got to keep that nuance in mind when looking up sold comps, and actually, if you see this one, oh, it sold for $120, like that's different. So we have this. If you want to be super particular about it, you could go through and count what's actually this model versus this, or you could just take it as a general trend. That's what we're going to do. 97, 238. Again, this is a major bolo. If you can find this item or this item at a cheap price at a thrift store in a estate sale, you're going to do great. So hopefully this was helpful and you know how to find sold comps and prices and what to actually list items for. Keep in mind, if you list slightly below market and actually create a good listing that has the UPC in it and the correct title and decent pictures, you're going to be able to sell on the faster end of that sell-through rate. And then if you create a bad listing, it's going to be on the slower end of that sell-through rate. So have a great rest of the day. Subscribe if this was helpful, and take care. Bye.